Previously on Inside Scoop. I don't know if they do it.
Not like I'm putting a camera down the drain to see if there's a clog in it.
No, they would have to do it inside because that's microscopic. You can't see that.
Right. I have good eyes.
They insert them like in a syringe, I believe.
Like a turkey baster. We've seen this over and over again.
So anyway, she posted the pictures, said the transfer was successful.
Made myself cough.
So now she just has to wait and see if implantation occurs, and after appropriate amount of time, take a pregnancy test to see if she's pregnant. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Coupled with Chaos.
90-Day Fiancé Inside Scoop, volume number 203. David and Annie, Veronica from Veronica and Timothy, Gino and Jasmine, Derricos, and maybe a little bit of Angela on the backside. So, why don't we start off with some good news? We like starting out with good news. So we have some this time. David and Annie.
Yes, big deal.
So that was big. I think she put that out yesterday. She is pregnant.
Yep. So they did the embryo transfer like a week ago or so. And they were waiting to see if it took or not. And she did a blood test on the 5th and confirmed, yes, she is in fact pregnant.
Oh, isn't that early to know?
Yeah, and that's why I said I was really surprised they announced it because, you got to get 12 weeks before you're past the biggest risk of miscarriage.
I don't remember her past. We don't know or remember, I guess, if she's been pregnant previously. I don't think so. Or don't you remember?
I don't think so, but did she have any fertility issues? I can't remember.
No, it goes back and forth, and we haven't, although we see them all the time.
It's been a long time.
We haven't seen details of them to know there's an issue. The issue all along, like we talked to Really about last week, and a couple of times, was him.
Oh, she had a cyst removed.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So she was in the hospital. All this was prepping for this point.
Yes.
So it's good news for them. He's our age, maybe even older.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work for him.
Yeah.
I hope
I wouldn't do it.
Well, you have to do a lot more.
That's true.
David doesn't have to bear the brunt of this one. So this one's on her.
Yeah, but when the heck's he going to be able to retire?
Never, right? I mean, that's
Right.
the point. I mean, you got to think about that sometimes when you get, these relationships where there's such a big age difference. This kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
And it's like Kenny and Armando.
Yeah.
You're at that point where you go, all right, yeah, I'm good, right? And
All set up.
I've done my kid thing, but you don't want to shut off your partner, and you could want to share that experience with them, but it's hard.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know. We've talked that David probably or most definitely was not the best parent, judging by what we've seen from his daughter
reactions
on the show. Yeah.
Right.
So we don't anticipate them having a positive reaction to all of this. I think about it. It was Lockup, Sean and Abby. That was one of the bigger ones that we had seen, like during their wedding and the daughter's reaction.
Yeah.
But Sean has kids everywhere, and so that's a bit different scenario, I guess. There's just a lot of pregnancies going on. Mm-hmm. David and Annie.
As long as it's not mine.
Yes, amen. Robert and Annie had theirs. Sam and Citra have had theirs. Photos are now starting to come out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Some more posed, probably, pictures, but I think for them, it would be interesting to see their life. That life has to be a transformation for Sam and Citra.
Yeah.
It is so early in their relationship to be pregnant.
Well, not pregnant, to have a kid. They already had it.
Well, you're right. But here we are. It's like a lot. All the variables that they've got, and him not having, his substance issues, her not being able to work.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they've got some strong family support, although I didn't really see it there. And maybe that's why did they know the pregnancy was during the show, or it wasn't? Did they say, or was it at the tell-all?
After.
So mom wouldn't have moved there to help with the child.
Right.
I'm not sure how much help they would be. It's just a tough situation. Not good for them. I don't know. We talked that if we had a kid at this point, we would consider running in traffic. But it's still possible, even at our age.
Yeah, sadly.
So.
Better wrap that up.
Yeah. Well, I get it. Well, that ain't a problem, really, for us. So we don't have to worry about that. We have we had a nice little break. No 60 days in.
Mm-hmm.
We had no inmate to roommate. It was a nice couple of days. We didn't have to worry about shows and podcasts and watching stuff.
Yep, and a holiday weekend.
Got to watch some stuff that we actually wanted to watch.
Did we watch stuff?
We watched a few episodes of Your Honor. We saw that.
I feel like mostly we just kind of sat around.
Yeah, I did work. So there's that. Though, are going to talk about, I think you'll find it, even old news is news. We're going to talk about some old stuff from Veronica that just came out, from Veronica and Timothy. Maybe even the same thing with Angela. Derricos we're going to talk about, Gino, Jasmine, that, and much more. Stick around.
Thank you for listening.
You can listen to the rest of this episode
by subscribing to our Coupled with Chaos channel on Apple,
by subscribing to our Patreon,
or by subscribing to our Supercast
for $3.99 a month,
where you can hear us talk about reality shows,
real life, and more on our podcasts,
covering shows airing on TLC, A&E, Bravo, and the WE Network.
Just follow the instructions in the show notes.
Tell your friends about this podcast.
And rate and review us on your favorite podcast player.
Follow us at Coupled with Chaos on all the socials.
Or contact us directly by email at coupledwithchaos@gmail.com.